Welcome to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self-love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Guys, I want to do a commentary on the letter that Mihlali just wrote to her community, on YouTube. For those who don't know who Mihlali is one of South Africa's top influencers. At some point, she used to call herself Hot Topics because she'd be trending day in and day out because of dating this guy who was married and whatnot. Their relationship seemed to be like a beautiful relationship from a distance until recently when she started posting, videos and pictures of her being abused, bruised rather, and also coming from like the hospital, looking like she's got her leg broken or something like that. And then people started insinuating that her boyfriend has been beating her up, right? Until this boyfriend also came forward with a letter saying that this person has never been abused by me. He even posted a screenshot of the 75 missed calls that she left to him. So it's a matter of he said, she said, because they both have a side of the story to share. And most gender wars, when they start, the boys are gonna side with the boy, the girls are gonna side with the girl. But obviously those whose marriages ended because there was a side chick involved, they're going to side with the boys because they hate her, because they feel like she represents all the women that cheated with their husbands, so I just want us to listen to this letter and I want to break it down. And the reason why I want to do that is because of the recent episodes that we had on our podcast and the recent stories that we've been covering on both our podcasts, right? I think it's very much relevant to what is happening right now. So let's listen to Mihlali's letter and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary. Just listen to this one with me, okay?
I come before you today with a heavy heart and a sense of responsibility to address a matter that has been circulating and has deeply affected me. It was with great vulnerability that I admit I was involved in a toxic relationship. This relationship started off verbally and emotionally harmful, and matters quickly escalated to it being physically harmful. I, unlike others, can take full accountability for my involvement in the toxic dynamic. One can only keep quiet for so long after tolerating gaslighting, aggression, emotional abuse, manipulation, obsessive behavior, and control tactics employed by an individual. Tactics used to distort my perception of love, which led me down a path of pain and torment. The scars of this experience run deep, and the trauma continues to echo in my personal life and in my business. Such cases can be complex, escalate gradually over time, and difficult for some to understand, especially if they have no personal experience. However, that does not discredit or invalidate my story as I have lived it. It is imperative for us to educate ourselves on the nature of emotional abuse, gender-based violence, and the devastating impact it has on families, individuals, and communities. Despite the darkness that has clouded my past, I am filled with hope and determination to embark on a journey of healing. I'm committed to seeking the support and resources necessary to get the help I need to reclaim my sense of dignity and self-worth. Through my healing journey, I hope to inspire others to speak out, seek help, and break free from any toxic environment, as nobody deserves it. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I really would like to humbly ask that you respect, support, and understand me as I navigate this challenging journey towards healing and empowerment. And to everybody who has reached out concerned about my safety, my well-being, and sent words of encouragement, they do not go unnoticed, and I truly do appreciate it. Thank you for hearing me out.
Now, this is so relevant to the current story that we're covering on Losing in Love podcast, where we're talking about being promoted from side chick to main chick. For me, number one, once your relationship goes public and the foundation or the ground is shaky on it, you wear this, garment of pressure for you to actually make it work no matter what. Because already you have so many spectators, you have so many people who are predicting your downfall, and therefore you feel the pressure to actually make this relationship work. And when you get promoted to be the main chick, chances are you think that the wife was just not good enough and you are good enough, therefore you can never be cheated on. When I saw this guy posting a screenshot of like 75 missed calls coming from Mihlali, I knew that this relationship is toxic. And also another thing, which is something that she covered even in her letter, she participated, in this toxicity, because I do believe that for a toxic relationship to last that long, you have to participate in it, which is exactly what she did. Now, recently we did an episode where a lady kept going back to a relationship where she was being abused, to a point where she also now turned around and became abusive towards this guy. She says that at some point she actually, stabbed him with a knife twice and the police were called on her. But that's not how the story started. But in this case, obviously it's difficult for one to can say, well, Mihlali has always been toxic, or this guy is a narcissist and is abusive and this and that, and he'll gaslight her and manipulate her. Nobody knows any of that. What we know is that we have two sides of the story of people who are in a toxic relationship. But I feel like the one thing that is a lesson learned out of all of this is that, you see, once a relationship goes public, I said this at some point, very recent, that a relationship is nice when it's private, and the minute it goes public and it makes a lot of noise out there, you shift from having to be in this relationship because you guys make each other happy and you just want to love each other, to you having to prove people wrong. And once it gets to a point where you're doing it for the people because you have so many haters, so many people hating on you, or so many people wishing that your relationship doesn't work out, it then opens another room for you guys to be toxic towards one another. Because you've got this thing that is holding on to you, which is wanting to prove people wrong, wanting to, look like you are this power couple, meaning that because you both know that you are pretending and you need each other to participate in this pretentious relationship that you are in, you know that you can actually overstep each other's boundaries and do a lot of things to each other behind closed doors. Because to me, it seems like both these people are crying out for help. And I feel like this is not even the time for us to be using things like GBV, because I saw the guy also in his letter, he's using GBV. She's also speaking about GBV, because if we are saying that this person has also contributed and this one has also contributed and these two people were physical towards each other, then we can't say GBV now. We can't be crying and saying that, no, the woman is the one that is being abused. If you were in a toxic relationship and you entertained it to a point where you now started turning into a she-devil, that means that the both of you are wrong. You get what I mean? And I do sympathize with her because I know that women go through a lot, and I wish her all the best in her healing journey. But I feel like the biggest lesson for me, like the root of all lessons that one can learn from Mihlali's story, is that once it goes public and you do it for the people, then you're doing it wrong. Because honestly speaking, I'm not against public relationships. I would love to have a relationship which is public, but knowing myself that I'm a very controversial person, I'd rather not have a public relationship, because then that means that when stories are being out there and I have to go around proving people wrong, I have to pretend like the relationship is okay even when it's not okay. Because in all honesty, I feel like if this relationship was private and it's as toxic as she's saying that it is, it would not have lasted this long if it was not in the public eye. The only reason why it lasted this long is because it was public and people had so much to say about her and so much to say about him, so much that they ended up having to stay in this relationship just to prove people wrong. Hence, they end up destroying each other, So please, if you can see that you're not so sure about this relationship and the two of you are not mentally strong enough to hold it down in public, then rather not do a public relationship, especially if you are people who are in the public eye, I think it's more important to have the mental muscle to withstand things that people are going to say to you from the outside, so much that it's not going to affect the actual relationship itself. Because once it gets to a point where the relationship is out there, it is known, but your mental capacity can handle the negativity that is coming with you guys being public, then it means that now you have to literally depend on each other for the relationship to work and for you guys to prove each other wrong and for you guys to prove people wrong. Meaning that there is a big room, like I said, for you guys to do what? To be toxic towards one another. But anyway, I wish Mihlali all the best. I wish Leroy all the best. And I feel like everybody out there, please, and I feel like this is one lesson learned for a lot of people to say, with what she's saying, when a relationship is toxic, when a relationship is not working out, leave, you know. But it's just unfortunate that we preach this on a daily basis, and it seems like as people we really don't want to, you know, hear from other people. We don't want hearsay. We want to be our Thomas, you know, where just because it happened to you, it can't happen to me. Therefore, just because your relationship ended like this doesn't mean that my relationship will end like this. So me now, I'm gonna go, mine is different. Like, guys, it's pindi. The liver that we women have, how it's beyond me. Guys, yes, the passion that we have and the belief that we have in indoda, if we had it in other areas of our lives, we'd be rich. Hyper guys would be unstoppable. But when it comes to indoda, right, I give up. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. Please do leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about this whole situation. And yeah, we'll see each other on the flip side. God bless you.